What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video we're talking about 5 very specific Armaf fragrances that I feel like everybody should just give a shot. Give them a chance. I mean, there's no guarantees you'll enjoy it. More than likely you'll have to blind buy them, so be cautious of that. Don't just roll the dice just to roll the dice, only if you're positive that they would be good purchases for you. But these are 5 of my personal favorites for the Armafs that I have in my collection, and I just wanted to shine a little spotlight on them. So let's talk about them. Stay tuned. For any of you that are fans of Versace Man Eau Fresh but maybe wish it lasted a little bit longer, I present to you Armaf's Eau Fresh. So it's very similar. It's kind of like the Eau de Parfum version in many ways. You lose some of the brightness at the top because that's an Eau de Toilette, this is an Eau de Parfum. And they act accordingly, where this wears a little bit heavier, technically, so you lose some of the brightness in the opening, but very close scent profile. That sour citrus, fruity tone, the star fruit note, carambola. You get other citruses, watery, clean, musky, a little crisp and fresh spicy, but more watery, citric, and musky overall. Beautiful stuff with great performance. I get around 8 hours of longevity on skin with this one. Now, that's what I get. There's no guarantees what each individual person is going to get. We are variables. It's going to change from person to person. You may get more. You may get less. You may get the same. You won't know until you put it on skin. But this one in particular, when I'm in the mood for Man Eau Fresh, I kind of go with this instead because it does last longer on my skin. And I just love the scent profile to begin with. And it's very affordable at this point. It's for under 30 bucks. You can get a 100 ml of this down on the link below. And I would encourage checking it out. Again, that's Armaf's Eau Fresh. Now, when I was gathering these fragrances last night, I did spray it on my hand. It's been a little while since I last wore this fragrance. I think I'm going to put it in the rotation this week because I'm already wearing my scent of the day, for those of you wondering. Lamal on board. But Club de Nuit Intense Man limited edition Parfum, still my favorite Armaf fragrance. There you can see the reflection of my camcorder and then the video playback and everything. It's just highly reflected, mirrored. I try not to touch the front of the bottle because, as you can see on the sides, potentially, yeah, there you go, fingerprint magnet. So I try to only grab it from the sides to keep the front clean. So this is on the chemically synthetic side. It is in the realm of a Creed Aventus, but there are fair number of differences. It has that lemon opening from the Eau de Toilette, but it's smoother here. Very dark, rich, smoky, tart, fruity smell. This is a darker take, much more on the, musky side. I don't get heavy florals. I do get a little bit of sweetness here from some vanilla, but I wouldn't call it a super sweet fragrance either. Great atomizer. It does still have a little bit of that lemon cleaner smell from the Eau de Toilette, but again, it's much smoother because it's a higher oil concentration. This, to me, is the best of the bunch. I do get great performance out of this one. I continue to say this is the one to check out. If you're looking for an exact experience of Creed Aventus, this ain't it. If you're looking for a similar experience with its own charm, its own twist, and makes it its own fragrance, you might want to look into this one. Again, if you're sniffing it up close, it's going to smell cheap and synthetic, and that's not where the magic is. The magic's out in the air, kind of wafting by, walking in the trail. You're probably going to get some compliments with this one. This DNA, in particular, Club de Nuit Intense Man, is known for raking them in. That has been my experience. Again, no guarantees on that, but great performance, smells good. It's kind of its own thing with some familiarity to something more popular, and it's not crazy expensive. Club de Nuit Intense Man Limited Edition Parfum. Now, this is one that doesn't get any love. Admittedly, I haven't worn it in a while myself, but if you're a fan of Invictus Aqua 2016, the older version, the more saltwater heavy, synthetic grapefruit type of fragrance, you're going to want to check out Armaf Niche Sapphire. So this is actually quite good. I haven't tried any others in their Sapphire line. You see a little bit of a juice level dropping on this one. I've done my fair share of, even though it doesn't show up in the weekly rotation all that much, I like to just randomly spray this one pretty often. I did a full review on this one about close to 2 years ago or so, something like that. It's been a while. I do have a full review up on the channel. This is very close to the old version of Invictus Aqua. Performance is great. It's just a beautiful citrus, salty, aquatic, a little bit on the powdery side. Not as powdery as something like the 2018, which is my personal favorite version of Invictus Aqua, but this is close. This does get close. You can get this one in the $30 to $40 range, and it's a very similar experience. Again, nobody talks about this one. This one doesn't get any love. Admittedly, I don't show it much on my channel either. I haven't worn it in a little while, but like I said, you saw the juice level dropping in the bottle. I do spray this one and enjoy it from time to time, and I would encourage you to check it out. With so many fragrances out there that do this DNA, look, you're good with most of them. Just it comes down to what do you like. But this one, pretty accurate overall, and the quality here is decent considering how synthetic the profile is in the first place. It's still synthetic, but comes across as kind of one of the better takes, in my opinion. It's worth checking out. Again, that's Armaf Niche Sapphire. So this is one of their newer releases, and I just continue to feature this one sporadically because I do enjoy it. In the realm of a Xerjoff Herba Pura, not the exact same. This is much more woodsy. There's this, I believe it's Cambodian oud or something like that. It gives this kind of dry wood smell. There's zero funk here. It's Club de Nuit oud. No funky oud whatsoever, but it's a dry pencil shaving type of oud smell with citruses and fruits, bright, fruity, vibrant. Again, in the realm of Herba Pura, not one-to-one. I like when there's a twist. I'm not looking for direct copies. I want a different experience. I have, 15 ml of Herba Pura right here if I want to wear Herba Pura. So I want something different. This one's a little different. Similar to, but definitely not the same. Great performance. They have larger atomizers now. Big sprays. Love the way this one smells. I think this one's highly underrated from the brand. For being a relatively new release from them, typically when they get a new Club de Nuit flanker, they get wildly popular right away. I haven't really seen this one take off the way some of the previous ones like Iconic, Untold, and so on kind of did. Even Urban Man Elixir, which, nothing special to me, that one in particular. Untold and Iconic, great fragrances. But this one I think deserves a bit more love. I'm happy to showcase it here today, and I hope you get your nose on it and you get some joy out of it because I get great performance. It's a highly versatile scent profile that I think is perfectly unisex that works in all seasons. If you want freshness in the cooler weather, if you want a bit more density in the warmer weather, this will provide that. And that's Armaf's Club de Nuit Oud. And last, we have an all-time great that somebody in my live chat recently brought up. So I pulled it out and I've been kind of spraying it randomly on my arm. And that's what sparked this video topic in the first place. It is Armaf's Trui Nuit. Now, unpopular hot take in the realm of Green Irish Tweed, but I do like the richness to this better. I always have. Awkward bottle too. Super awkward bottle. It's in the realm. Again, not spot on to something like Green Irish Tweed, but it'll remind you of it. I do like there's more greenery and iris to this one. It's not as citric. It's not the same type of green because, like I said, the density is the biggest change to me between that and the Armaf fragrance. This is such a good one. Now, average performer, nothing special here. 5-6 hour range for me personally. Oddball bottle that has its charm, don't get me wrong, but it's awkward to grab because it's fine to grab like this, but to spray unless you have longer fingers, which I don't have the longest fingers. Man, I like the way this one smells though. Again, not going to even come close to the kind of quality of something like a Creed fragrance, but the density, I go back to the density on this one. There's a thickness to this aroma and a richness to the florals that give it this slightly soapier tone over just the citrus green dominance with light florals that I get from the actual fragrance this is inspired by. Again, I would encourage checking this one out. This one's super affordable. It's been super affordable for years. This is not some new fragrance from Armaf, but this is still one of their better offerings that they've ever put out. And if you're in the market for something affordable that's kind of like Green Irish Tweed, I would encourage you to check this one out. Again, that's Armaf's Trui Nuit. Well, that's the 5 that I wanted to feature here today. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe because I do appreciate all the feedback and I love hearing from you guys. Of these 5, what have you tried? What's some of your personal favorites from Armaf? Definitely list them down below. Now, I haven't tried everything from them. I don't have tons of fragrances from them. It's not like with Paris Corner and Lattafa, for example, even Afnan. I got a good bit of Afnan. I don't have tons from Armaf. I have about a dozen fragrances from them, roughly, and these are 5 that I think are definitely worth putting a little bit of spotlight on because I quite enjoy them. Until next time, I will say if you get your hands on any of the 5 we discussed in this video and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.